Do you think about Latin America region, about this challenge of be in the digital transformation?
So first of all, in Latin America, the first thing you need to notice is that there weren't any serious network outages. So the telecommunications companies that built the infrastructure did a very good job of adapting their infrastructure to support the pandemic, i.e. what that means is people didn't go to the office, they stayed at home, and therefore the network traffic looked very, very different. So they very quickly adapted, and it really demonstrated to, around the world, but particularly in Latin America, the nimbleness and the agility of some of those telecommunications companies through the way that they did that. So that would be the first thing I would say. The second thing is, in terms of some of the newer services, we see a lot of innovation. We're seeing a lot of new services coming out of the pandemic. So, for example, we talk a lot about what's happening at the edge of the network, how paramedics would actually deal with someone who's sick or had an accident, and how they brought them to the hospital using some of the remote technologies that are facilitated at the edge. So they could do remote diagnostics on the way to the hospital, so when the person arrived at the hospital, the team at the hospital that would be responsible for their care would have a lot of that advanced data and that advanced analytics before they actually got there. That's one example. Another example is in the industrial area, where we're looking at manufacturing. A lot of manufacturers are changing the way their plant floors are building product. They're using more robotics, they're using more telemetry, more video-based technology. So we're seeing new applications being built that refactor how factories operate. And the telecommunications companies are fundamentally key to be able to support that. And then the third thing I would say is that the whole view around hybrid cloud, a lot of the cloud providers in the marketplace, we're seeing a lot of the applications and services, going in that direction. Now, what we've noticed in the pandemic is that it's not easy to take an application that runs in a data center today and just run it in a hyperscaler environment or in a main cloud environment. There has to be some development that goes on. So a lot of our customers have been working with us to try and actually how do they get their applications into the cloud. And the way that we're doing that is we're putting that on our platform and leveraging the open source communities to be able to support a lot of that innovation.
And we have more technology, more solutions, and data storage grows a lot. How Red Hat faces this kind of growth and this challenge?
So from a Red Hat perspective, we have a huge ecosystem of partners. So everything that we do at Red Hat has to work with other companies. So we certify a lot of the application vendors, and we work very closely with developers to certify them to use our tools on our platform.
You can tell me only maybe 3 or 5 added values of Red Hat.
Well, one of them would be our culture as a company. So we believe that differentiates us. So working within communities, developing code within communities, having an environment where you actually collaborate heavily is very important to our culture as a company. We believe that the world itself will evolve in very much the same way. People need to collaborate. There's no one company that can produce everything. So the better you can evangelize and collaborate and innovate, the more of the advantage you will have in the marketplace. So our culture is very much about that as a company. The second thing that differentiates is our ecosystem. Literally the thousands of ISVs that certify and run their applications and services on our platform using our technology, that's a huge differentiator for us. And really the third one, you touched on it, is how do we manage and support our software in the marketplace through a subscription? How do we continue to secure that software? As you say, when you go to digitalization, security is a big problem, particularly if you look at networks that are mission critical, that people's lives depend on it. So we're very focused on solving that. So those are the 3 differentiators for us: our culture, our ecosystem, and the focus on our core platforms from a security perspective.